My name's Jack Feldstein,
And I'm Paul Doust.
and together we've created Falling in Love with Mr. Dellamort. Now, Paul, I wanted to ask you one question specifically. How do you think New York itself factored into our creation of Falling in Love with Mr. Dellamort?
Fact that both of us as Australian creatives met in New York as the hub, I guess, of creative activity. It sort of started it all. We met through a friend of my mom, actually. The rest is history. I think in terms of the actual show, it's kind of like quintessential from your book, I suppose. It's a sort of like quintessential New York humor, and that it's kind of dark, but it's very dry.
But also, I also think that the fact that we're in New York helped us with the development of this particular show because we did develop this for quite a few years here. And specifically, there was a lot of input from New York people, just the fact of being here. So we worked with a lot of New Yorkers. I don't think, because you and I, let's be honest, we were very green, when we started on this journey in creating musicals. And I think that the New Yorkers taught us how to make musicals.
I mean, you can't really do it anywhere else. It's the place to. If we we both have film backgrounds. It's came as a surprise to me, that we would both be so enamored by the musical scene, and that we would write this musical together. But I guess that's the power of New York, as well. Is
Yes,
that
I agree with you, Paul. I think that the spell of musicals in New York
it's
was cast
inescapable.
over us.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's in the air, kind
Falling in
of.
love with
I
the music theater world. Exactly.
absolutely, I agree with you. I think I don't think we would have been able, we would have done it anywhere else. I don't think it would have been possible.
And the other thing is New York sort of does allures you to believe in yourself that you can create a musical and that it will get up in some form or fashion. Even if it does take,
Yeah,
on average, 7 years or something.
that's right.
Which is crazy.
But also along the way, uh, people did support it, and it kept going. You see, it was the pathway was, as I always said to you, Paul, it was like a roller coaster. The pathway was a roller coaster, but people always got on board somehow. It never ran out of steam, and that's what kept us going, isn't it? Really, that's the truth, isn't it? The energy of ourselves doing it, but also others helping us along our way. I think,
Absolutely, absolutely.
yeah, including the actors, the fantastic actors that we've worked with in the process of developing it. We worked with great actors along the way. I think.
Amazing
Um,
actors, accolade winning,
yeah,
and just talent. Just there's no shortage of talent in New York, and
that's right,
you know,
and I think that that truly helped us as well. Showed us what was possible, and showed put a shine on things. Also, when you work with some of the best, it's because of New York that this musical is here. Actually, in this place, it's totally because of it. Because you came to New York from Australia, I
yep,
came from Australia. We met here, we worked on it here, we worked with New Yorkers here, and then the producers are New Yorkers. The power to make it came from New York, the energy. So I just want to say that I'm grateful to New York for the journey. I just wanted to put that out there for the record.
me too. It's been an absolute roller coaster, and it's and I'm just grateful that I think you'll agree with me that just we've learned so much over the process over however many years it's been, and we've come out on the other side stronger and better writers for it as well.
Yeah. So we definitely have learned so much that people had to teach us because, like I said at the beginning, we were very green, and there was a lot for us to learn, and we did. We're very fortunate to work with some of the best people. So that's the beauty of what this journey's been in making Dellamort. What did you want to say?
Well, there's two things. On a practical, and I wanted to ask you about this. The theremin plays a pivotal role in the musical, and it wasn't until because I wasn't originally the very early conception of it. Like you had been working with a different composer, and it wasn't until you saw Dorrit Kreisler play at the Otto's Shrunken Head, is that right? Or Joe's Pub, one of the two?
Joe's Pub. She played, yeah, the Theremin Society played at Joe's Pub, and Dorrit Kreisler was one of them.
That's that you correct. Were like, aha, that's the special sauce for the musical version of the show. Because you had written
that's correct.
Sort of the book. And then when I came on board, we all discussed it. And I was like, I'd never written a musical before. So, I didn't know what I was doing. But I love the idea.
Yeah, the first song you wrote, which I remember, which was Mina's song, Craig, that was the first song that you came up with. I thought was already great. And I said, this is the composer for me that I'm going to be working with. That was obvious to me just from that first song. That was, it was the very first thing. Remember I said, just give it a bash. I said, give it a go.
Yeah. And it was fun. It was fun. I was writing, I was working interning at a recording studio at the time. So there was downtime where I just sort of, while I was manning the desks, was playing on their beautiful grand piano and bashing out some melodies and lyrics and it was great. But the theremin was the thing that enticed me to show off, the range and the versatility of it. I thought it was kind of a cool challenge. It was like, what,
Yeah. And the weirdness of it, the
unusual
range. Yeah, all of those things, which I think you did brilliantly.
I guess to answer your question before in a roundabout way, that's the from a musical standpoint, that's what enticed me to the project.
And what is there anything you want to say from a? Well, maybe you don't think about things in that way as you look at the music number one, obviously. But was there anything as well, like that was being said in the piece that you felt you resonated with? There must have been, because you've been working on it for 7 years, and you did say yes. So what was it?
I love the thematic material. I think it's like I love supernatural sort of like allegories, so it's kind of like a fairy tale in a way, and I kind of like that format. But for me, it wasn't really about the story. It was more about the comedy, I guess. I love musical comedy, and I thought I just liked the sense of humor and the overall sort of writing style, I guess, that you had sort of was great.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you very much. Would you say now, I mean, you're definitely now, after all this, both of us, after this long journey of learning and developing and being fortunate enough to keep working on this project, would you call yourself now a musical theatre composer?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, I've written a musical, and it's not many people who are aspiring musical theatre composers can say that they've done that. It's something that I want to continue doing as well. So,
and we just hope that everyone enjoys it as much as we.
It's a fun romp, and we had a blast doing it, and I hope people see the joy in it that we put in and have it resonate tenfold with them. That would be the dream.
That's it, and the passion that we put into it, because we both did that. We both put our passion into the piece. That's for sure. That's for sure. Okay, thank you, Paul.